Hi, Dave Gentry with the RedChip Money Report. I'm here at the Harvard Club with Barry Sloane, the CEO and one of the founders of Newtek Business Services, symbol NEWT. Barry, good to see you today.
Dave, great to be here. Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. I've known Barry for about 12 years now and watched your business grow. And you are definitely on the cusp of, and you have reached some major corporate milestones even in the last 12 months. Tell us about your business service company.
Sure, Dave, and we really appreciate being here and telling our story to investors. The company was founded over 12 years ago, and today we sit at about $125 million of revenues, generate approximately $6 million of pre-tax profits in 2012 based upon our forecast, and we serve over 100,000 business customers all across the United States. We are a one-stop shop for small businesses in the U.S. We clearly are servicing that market demographic that the government says is 50% of U.S. GDP, 27 million businesses, and 70% of net new job growth.
Talk to me about your business segments. Break them down for us.
Well, we currently have three primary segments that are the engine. Our small business lending segment, which this year we lent over $100 million to small and medium-sized businesses. That business did a little over $20 million of revenues and $4.1 million in pre-tax profits. Our largest business by revenue count and profit is the electronic payment processing business, giving the ability of small and medium-sized businesses to take electronic payments, Visa, Master, Discover, American Express. We think we'll do in excess of $80 million of revenues, and that business this year probably will generate somewhere in the neighborhood of $7 to $8 million of pre-tax income based upon 2012 guidance, and maybe $9 to $10 million of EBITDA also based upon that guidance.
You have customers for that business in 25 states now, correct?
Well, actually, Dave, it's probably all 50.
All 50?
Every business that we do is across a 50-state platform. The last business is, I think, the one that is the most interesting and most important, and that's the Managed Technology Solutions business, where historically, across 65 to 70,000 customers, we were primarily hosting websites and e-commerce applications. We've been able to change the product mix, and now we're hosting cloud computing solutions, in addition to our own products all being available on a smartphone or an iPad in the cloud. So business owners can actually run their business from a day-to-day basis and see real-time data for merchant processing statistics, web traffic, payroll, any information they want on their insurance policy on an app, on an iPad, on a Droid in the cloud.
And that's an app that Newtek developed.
That's correct. It's an app that we developed. It's the software we developed. It's the service that we do ourselves with the client. So when you do business with Newtek, the Small Business Authority, you're getting the same level of service for 12 years that we're able to control. So it's not a lending tree model where the customer comes to us and we give them to different providers. We actually handle that customer ourselves. We're very parochial about dealing with independent business owners because we know they want to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have great cross-selling opportunities with this platform. So talk to us more about your business model. How do you get business?
Well, needless to say, you can't grow 7 businesses at the same time instantly. And it's taken a long time. And we now have these business divisions where the data and the customers are ours, and they all flow into one database, and the database generates reports. And those reports, as I said, are now available through iPads, iPhones, or conventionally through a hard line. But we're able to, a customer comes into us for a business loan or for payroll, we have all the data on that customer, so it's really easy for us, once the customer is in the book, to go back to them and say, by the way, gee, would you like us to quote your insurance for the upcoming year? Do you have needs for capital to expand your business? Gee, what about your e-commerce site? Are you happy with your website? Are you getting good traffic? Let us take a look at your payment processing costs to make sure that you've got the best costs and the best security on your payment processing. So we can do all that.
Well, do you have actual sales reps on the field? I mean, I know you've got cross-selling, but with existing clients, but how are you acquiring new clients?
Well, our acquisition model, which we think is clearly unique, the barrier to the small and medium-sized business market in the United States has been the cost of customer acquisition. Typically, small businesses, they're small customers, they don't generate huge revenue streams. So where others have always tried to go after the holy grail with a sales force, we don't have one. It's all through the use of technology, alliance partners where they drive the customer to us, whether that's the Credit Union National Association that has endorsed us. We now have contracts with 400 credit unions. One of the largest banks in the Northeast, New York Community Bank, that's one of our alliance relationships. Chartis, the largest insurance company, Pershing, General Motors Automobile Dealers Association. These are entities that have small business clients that want to get them a business loan or a new website or give them the ability to take payments in this best state-of-the-art product software with the best price. They drive the customer to us. Now, the other thing that we've done is in 2011, in January, we launched the Small Business Authority brand. So we now have on our website, thesba.com, that's thesba.com, we are now positioning ourselves as the authoritative presence on small business. We're an authority in finance, technology, payment processing, health and benefits, insurance. Businesses come to our company for the great products and services as well as information. Dave, are you aware we launched a small business index and market sentiment survey?
You know, I am. And in fact, we're going to be showing that on this show here. So tell us more about it.
Well, we feel that business owners want to know what other business owners are thinking or feeling. So we looked at the surveys, for example, that the NFIB puts out, National Federation of Independent Business, or American Express. And they're sort of passive surveys where a business may go to their website and may fill in a question or two or an answer to. We poll our customers every month. So every month, as we're speaking to our clients, booking and boarding and doing customer service functions, we poll at least 1,000 business customers. And we ask them questions about their usage of tablets, their like or dislike for Obamacare, whether they're going to hire or not hire. The SB Market Sentiment Survey is now released every single month and published by Bloomberg and CNBC. The SB Authority Business Index, which has been out in the market now for about 14 or 15 months, but has tracking data going back in excess of 3.5 years, basically takes 9 different business components in the small business market and combines them into a market basket. So our business index tracks the health of the small business economy. That is also picked up by Bloomberg and CNBC and Larry Kudlow every single month.
That's absolutely amazing. And so you developed that yourself, Barry Sloane.
No, not Barry Sloane. Newtek Business Services. We're a great company. We have 330 employees in the company. They work with their heart and soul to have developed this company over the course of 12 years. And I have to say, I'm real proud of the employees, the managers. They're our key stakeholders, and they've done a great job in really developing the products and services that our over 100,000 business customers love today.
It's a very, very efficient model.
That's where we're going, Dave. I got a big smile on my face because we got a good wind at our back, and we're starting to post the numbers that market participants want to see.
Now, you also, over the last 12 months, you took some cost-cutting measures to increase your EBITDA.
Well, that's always the tough part of running a business, and businesses ebb and flow. And, as we've grown and matured, we've become more efficient in certain aspects. And you've always got to really look at that expense line with a very sharp pencil. So we've been able to significantly reduce a lot of our costs. We really did a lot of cutting in the real estate costs. We downsized and relocated New York staff from New York City to Hempstead, Long Island. We had a new relocation in Phoenix, Arizona, and in Wisconsin in the first quarter. Those 3 changes have probably generated about $1 million, I'd say $1 million to $1.25 million in cash flow and in profits, because the way the accounting rules work, we actually took a hit last year for $1 million, non-cash, because of a sublet. But in accounting profits, it'll be in excess of that. So we've cut the real estate expense back. Also, as we've grown, we've put processes in place. Those processes were established. We don't need some of the external consultant and staffs, particularly in certain disciplines of the marketplace. We've been able to cut back on certain payroll expenditures, and it's all dropping right to the bottom line.
What's your highest gross margin segment?
Right now, Dave, I'd have to say the most profitable thing that we do is make a business loan. On a per unit basis, that is the biggest profit. The processing business is extremely attractive because it requires no capital usage And the same thing for managed technology solutions. There's no capital usage. But even with the cost of capital put in on the lending side, the lending business today is the most profitable business.
How do you see small, medium-sized business in America today? Yeah.
Well, to be in business, you have to be optimistic. And I believe that the U.S. economy is by far the greatest. It's still the largest. And despite the fact it has lost some of its stature, I believe that we will get control of our deficit spending, and that we will wind up electing politicians that will get a handle on the runaway amount of public spending that's causing this country some problems. With that said, small businesses will flourish, and the creation of small businesses, which has been at a lull recently, will start to pick back up. You could see, by the way, the world is flocking to our Treasury debt. Despite the fact it's at 1%, people know we're the best bet. So money is crowding into U.S. government bonds. That will start to circulate back, in my opinion, into the equity markets. Mm-hmm. Capital will be available, and people from all over the world, China, South America, they're going to want to establish themselves in the United States of America, where we've got the most freedom and the ability to create the most amount of wealth. Mm-hmm. So I see this country and small business being a great importer of talent and growth. So I'm very optimistic on the U.S. business. The big caveat is we must tackle the debt problem. And Americans have got to realize we've got to go 2 steps back to go 10 steps forward.
Well said. Again, with Barry Sloane, the CEO, one of the founders of Newtek Business Services, NEWT. Barry, in closing comments on Newtek, your stock's trading in the $1.60 range. Do you think it's a good buy right now for investors?
Love that question, Dave.
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
It's a loaded question, and my compliance officer and chief legal officer is sitting right here. So he's saying, listen, what you can do is divert investors to our public filings. I will also mention that TheStreet.com recently put out a buy recommendation for $1.73. It is on our site, and we're optimistic about the future.
I'll also mention that one of our analysts today listened to your presentation, and he came up to me afterwards. He said, I got to sit down with this guy, Barry Sloane. This company's on the cusp of some major corporate milestones. It looks like it may be a good time to put research coverage on your company. So great being with you today, Barry. Thanks for your time. Good friend of mine. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This report is not a recommendation or solicitation to purchase or sell any security, nor does it constitute investment advice. Visit RedChip.com for full financial disclosures on RedChip clients.